Hi YouTube, it's me. Um, I tried to record this earlier, then my husband walked in and totally distracted me or whatever. So I'm gonna try this again. Um, really I'm putting this video out because I know I kinda gave a brief intro of myself, but I think it's always best to explain why you chose to go natural or why you chose to lock. My story begins back in I would say middle school, but I had a curl before then. But in middle school, when I actually was, I think I was in seventh grade, and I reversed my curl when I went to visit my dad in D.C. Um, my stepmom took me to get my hair reversed for the first time, and that's when I knew I kind of wanted straight hair, not the curl that everybody was still rocking at that time. Um, and even though my curl was pretty long, it was down my back. When I reversed it, it was still pretty long. And I just knew from then I just wanted to let that curl grow out. So I let it grow out, just kept reversing it. And then eventually I was able to get all the latest styles. My mother is a beautician, so I was able to get any styles and actually be her experiment on some things that I don't have pictures of, thank God. And one of them was like the finger waves to the head, like Josephine Baker. And I was rocking that in like seventh grade. And I remember going to a dance, and I thought I was like fly when I went to this dance. And then I just had this one guy just talk about my hair, and I was just like, oh my goodness. I just like, maybe I just did not look good with that, or maybe I thought I looked good with it. I couldn't even imagine now looking back at that video. Well, I mean, not that video, but just that time in my life and knowing that I had that type of hairstyle. But from there just kind of went to um I would say I wore braids maybe one time when I was a teenager. I didn't wear any braids at all because that just wasn't my forte. And one time that I wore them, my hair got my hair broke off, and because you kind of get the around the way girl to do your hair. Well, nope, scratch that. I did wear braids during the summertime when I had a curl, and my mom would get this lady to do them, and I would have the bang, and then I have this going up, and then I have it coming down in the back. So I did wear it during every summer. I would get my hair braided, just because the curl was just too hot and too much to handle during the summertime. So I would have to say that, but when I became a teenager, braids was very hard to wear, and I thought I would never wear braids again after my experience with that one person. And then when I took my braids out, how my hair fell out. Thank God my mom is a sort of a miracle worker when it comes to cutting your hair, because when she cut my hair, it looked great. But I was so mad because I lost like all this length from right here and it just went all the way up to here. So I was really afraid to get braids after that. But I've rocked every weave style, finger wave, every style you could think of almost. And the only thing I didn't do was color. My hair was black. My mom colored it black. That was it. In my senior years, when I colored my hair, I don't know. My mom made it up. It was like hazelnut wine and red. I don't know. But I rocked that for a while, and it dried out. It would dry out a lot. And if she didn't do my hair, then it would just look terrible. So I just went back black. And so I was pretty much set in my ways, stuck with my black hair, stuck with my relaxers, stuck with my weave, things like that. I just stuck with what I knew at that time because that's all you knew. You knew that whatever was the fad, people did it, or you knew that really natural wasn't really in then, and especially where I'm from, it wasn't really in. So it was when I went in the military and I had to kind of take care of my own hair that I started experimenting with, like doing my own weaves. At that time, I used to just do glue, and then I started doing sew-in. Um, and then from there, I just decided I'm just not going to get any more relaxers. I'm already spending money on getting the weaves, so I just didn't get any more relaxers. I found the African lady to braid my hair, and I stuck with her. Me and her were good friends, and I stuck with her for like a year. Then I ended up going to Germany, and I continued with just letting my hair go natural. I did that for like 3 years, I would say. I just let my hair go natural, and I didn't mess with it. I just braided it. I had a girl there to tell me, who was in the military as well, because they could be natural hair can be a stickler in the military. So she was like, just cornrow your hair back and wear a wig that doesn't come past your collar. So that's what I did. And then she also said, during the summertime, wear braids. So that's what I did. But when I got back to the States, and we moved to Texas in a very rural area, it was very hard for me to find someone to do my natural hair. A lot of people were still getting relaxers, still not into the natural hair. And so I ended up going back to a relaxer because I couldn't find anyone to do my hair. And so after like 3 years, I went back to a relaxer. Yeah, granted, my hair was down my back, but still, it's not. I felt like I was defeated. And so I started coloring my hair because I was out in the military, and I was like, let me experiment because I could do like different colors now. So I ended up coloring my hair, or getting my beautician at that time to color my hair. But I think the hair color with the relaxer, even though they weren't at the same time, they were 2 weeks apart, it still ended up drying my hair off till my ends were brittle. So I ended up cutting it, and I ended up cutting it some more. And then when Khalees came out with I'm Bossy, I wore that cut, which was hot. That was a hot cut. I wish I had a picture for it, but I can't find it. I'm gonna try to find it. Um, I wore that cut for a while, and then I said, "Ooh, let me go shorter." So then I cut it shorter. So then it was kind of just short and kind of spiky up the top. Um, and then we moved to Virginia. I was like, oh my goodness, I really didn't know what to do with my hair at that point. I knew I didn't want that short style anymore. So I just kind of let it grow out a little bit, wore hats, wore wigs, and then I got someone to, I call her a weaveologist because she took about that much hair on my head and braided it up and was able to give me a great weave. And I stuck with her for a while. Then I did braids, did cornrows, um, and then eventually I met another young lady, started going to her, started wearing kinky twists, which to me gives you an impression of how your hair would look if you did decide to do dreads, because she had really long, long dreads. And I know I like looking at her hair, but I was kind of afraid to do it for myself. Just like I like looking at anybody else with dreads. I love it. Wanted to touch it. And that's when I knew, okay, maybe I'm in love with seeing people with dreads, but I'm afraid to do it myself. So eventually I took the liberty, and after wearing weaves and braids and all of that, I said, okay, the first step is just let me wear my own natural hair. So she was like, you should wear your hair out. And I was like, no, 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 I'm afraid. But she ended up doing a cute little Mohawk style. I got a lot of compliments on it. And so I just rocked my natural hair in different styles with color for a while. Got a lot of compliments on it. I actually think I had more people giving me compliments with that than you get with just a weave or a braid style. And so after that, about a year later, I said, I still wore braids during the summer because it is too hot to sometimes wear your natural hair. And I ended up just cutting, well, I had braids, and I said, okay, what am I going to do with my hair when I take these braids out? I had to make a decision. And so that's when I made that decision. I said, okay, I'm going to go to someone and just tell them that I want to start locks. And that's what I did, and it's the best decision that I made for myself, because it took me a long time to come into who I am and be happy with me. No longer a color complex, no longer I'm the darky or whatever and I have to have long hair. No, I'm very happy with who I am, my complexion, everything. Because for a while, when you have people talking about you when you're little, it kind of carries with you later on in life. And I had a color complex. I didn't date dark skinned guys, I didn't date brown skinned guys for a while. I really didn't even date black guys for a while, but you have to each their own. I don't have any preference, but I just know that what happened to me when I was younger had an impact on how I saw men or how I saw people. And I'm very content with myself now. I went through my 20s because I believe in your 20s, you're getting to know yourself. In your teens, you don't know yourself. In your 20s, you're getting to know yourself. In your 30s, you're coming into your own. So when I turned 40, I know me, it's all good. So now that I'm in my 30s, it's like, okay, I love me. I love how I look. I love my natural hair texture. You got to really feel your hair and feel you have good hair. It doesn't matter that your hair is not bone straight. It doesn't matter that you don't have the natural curly, wavy hair. You know, God created us all differently, but we still all, when we cut, we bleed red. And so it doesn't mean that that person is any better than you. And so because I love my hair and love the way I look, I don't really care what people think about me or what people say. Um, and just to say, and I guess to end this, um, oh yeah, I got that. What is it called? The Tomoko. I think her name is Tomoko. Tomoka. Um, yeah, I went on and I can't recall who page it is right now, but I will give you a shout out later. But I went on her page and I saw that she had brought this little head thing, and my curls have failed a little, so I went on ahead and put that on just to try to preserve it until Friday until I wash my hair. Um, and I took the earrings off. Gracious. There was earrings to match it, but I'm kind of in my chill mode right now, so I took the earrings off. But anyway, I think y'all should check out her website. Um, she has some really nice things for locks and for natural hair for you to be able to do different things with. So, I would love for someone to respond to this because I would like to know how what has your journey been like. This is my journey. This is me personally, but I would love for someone to let me know what their journey is like because we all have different journeys to where we to how we got to wearing locks right now or how we got to wearing natural hair. So respond, subscribe, and I appreciate it all. Okay, peace. God bless.